Gold had another fantastic week. The market actually moved up to this particular zone and then started to fall. Over Friday, last Friday, which was yesterday, the market just did not stop because it wanted to reach a particular level, and I'll show you that, like what I mean by that. But this has been a brilliant week because we have been able to capitalize on some of the longs here, and the majority of actually our profits came from this particular short, which we have been waiting on, and I warned you about. So, what can happen and what has actually happened? So, we'll find that in this analysis. So, stay tuned. Right. Let's look into gold now. And before we proceed any further, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and share it with other traders and trading communities because your support is essential for these free analysis videos to continue. Now, what we have to do is actually start from higher time frame and see what has been going on. So, if you have been following this analysis for some time, then you probably are aware of it. But people who are new, let me walk you through this. So, if I show you the gold higher time frame, what has happened here is that gold has completed a higher time frame pattern. There are two patterns. In fact, there are three, but these two patterns are more important. So there is one like this, which has completed around here, and extension has been here. Another one has been completed. So right there in this FCP zone. By the way, if you want to know more about this particular pattern, you can watch my previous YouTube analysis on gold. I've explained that in better details. So in this FCP zone, the market was supposed to take a little pause. Why pause? Because the market has been very bullish. Once the market has gone in one direction, it usually takes a pause. Right, so the market starts to go sideways before it decides whether it wants to go up or go down. Usually these FCP zones act as resistance, so that's why the market is kind of taking a little bit of correction here. If I show you the weekly time frame, and this is this is why higher time frame patterns are very important, very important. This move from here, from all the way from 1822, this is what we call as parabolic move. Now once the market has come out of the parabolic move, it is very hard for the market to go back into parabolic move unless it gives us a good correction. So far this is still in parabolic move because we can see that this point, this point, this point, and this point, these all of these points are still acting as support. However, once the market has started to give us correction, then it may give us a bigger correction. Right now, what is happening here is that market is trying to test this FCP zone again and again, and that is why these higher time frame patterns are very important. Why patterns are important? I posted about this on LinkedIn yesterday as well. Patterns are important because they tend to repeat. They show the collective behavior, the mass psychology of traders and investors. So if you know about these patterns, you can actually plan your trades accordingly. So because there was a pattern which was completing here, the market was supposed to take a correction. So if you were supposed to take a long from here, then you would have been in a loss. So do not trust media. Do not go and look at other people analysis. Try to learn these patterns yourself. And if I show you the daily time frame, what is happening here is that market is actually trying to test the edge of that zone and coming back down. And that is why I've been posting about that 2716 level. 2716 level has been on there my chart for now more than a month. And I rarely change my analysis, right? This level 2716 has already been there. So what you see on this chart is basically higher time frame patterns and everything, but on this chart we have fine tune zones. Now, this is not the premium analysis. Now, in premium analysis, I provide better levels here in the middle of it, so which can provide us with better opportunities, better support or resistance intraday, support or resistance sometimes, and sometimes short term swing trades. This one is more bigger time frame levels, so they tend to work out really nicely. And if you know how to trade them using the confirmation, then this is the best thing to you can have. So here what we have is that market actually, this is the same FCP zone that I showed you earlier on the higher time frame. Now from here the market fell, it came back down, came back into this level, and I posted about this showing you, giving you a warning that market was supposed to um, market was supposed to take a correction from there. Look at this, has reached 2716 level. By the way, you are most welcome to follow me on the Twitter and Telegram. Those are free, obviously. I just post my ideas and analysis there for free. So has reached the 2716, and this was December 11. Why I'm posting about this is because this is the same level, and you see that level 2716 that is given in a in a dotted line, right? It's an important level, pretty much like how we had 2632. From 2632 the market went into 2716. That's why the market was supposed to fall. And after a little bit of confirmation here, because it started to create an M pattern, we were able to take the short. This is how it looked, and it kept on falling, and it kept on falling, and it kept on falling, and it reached the next zone, from one zone to another zone. And this is the reason why I say you must trade one zone, one level at a time. One zone, one level at a time. So from this level all the way to this level, I'm still holding that short position. By the way, I have two short positions, one from all-time high, another one from here, part short position from here. Okay, so now what the market has done is actually come back into this zone. Now, this zone can act as support. Why? Because you need to look at the previous thing. This has been acting as support, so it can actually act as support. However, if the market continues to go below where it is right now, from where it is right now, then it can come down to 2632. Remember that area, remember that level here. We have been talking about this. I've been posting about this area, this level in Telegram group and Twitter for a long period of time. So 2632 level has been acting as a support. As you can clearly see, the market was rarely able to close below this, right? And I'm looking at higher time frame. So it can come there. However, if it actually breaks through this area, if it breaks through this midpoint, then what we can have is something like this, an M pattern, and that can push the price into these levels, which are 2583, 2573, or this particular gap which has been left over. By the way, talking about gap, there is a gap left around 2682 as well. So I won't be surprised at if some point in time the market may come to 2682. But you see, what you need to do is basically wait for the market to give you a confirmation whether it still wants to continue to go down or whether it wants to take a little bit of correction and then come down. So trade what you see. Right now you are in a support zone. Right now it is if you're taking a short, then you should have taken the partial profits or moved your stop losses. I've done that personally, and I posted about that on Twitter and Telegram as well. So this level is something to watch out for. Approximately this area, 2632, this area, and 2624. But in terms of pattern formation, the market is like this, right? It can do something like this. However, there is another opportunity, there is another thing, we should consider all bearish and bullish opportunities. So if the market continues to go up from here or slightly lower from here, then it can form a W pattern to test all-time high. One thing that I must tell you, or if you have watched my previous analysis, I care a lot about candlesticks. So you should always pay attention to the candlesticks. And this is what I mentioned to my FCP Discord room as well, right? So in Discord room, we have been analyzing and taking trades continuously, right? We have been doing this all the time, right? Continuously, we have been talking about gold in the gold room. And I also mentioned that, pay attention to weekly and monthly candles. Always do that because they tell you the truth. And I'll show you two examples of this. Okay, the first example is the gold itself. So if I hide all of this and if I go to the monthly time frame, what you see, I see that, the market was trying to create market was trying to create a bearish engulfing here, but it did not because it never closed below the previous low or previous open of the previous candle. However, this month it is trying to form a doji candle, right? If it comes down, then the combined behavior of this candle, the previous month, and the current candle will become engulfing, bearish engulfing again. So this level where it is right now, this is very important, and that is why we see that the market has gone up and that is market has come down, because it is giving an indecision in doing showing that there is an indecision candle right there. Okay, if you look at the weekly candle, why they had to move the entire price from here all the way down? Because they wanted to come down and make this as a doji candle. This is what? This is indecision candle. Even though this is slightly bullish, but this has become indecision candle. If it was around there, this would have been a bullish move. But they do not want to keep it as a bullish move. They also do not want to keep it as a bearish move. So why do we get like no this? Because they want to create a confusion, or this is what we call as consolidation. You see, the market was falling down, then we had a bullish engulfing, then we had this bearish move, then we had bullish weekly, which became bearish pin bar. So you see, we have this pin bar which is telling us that this is bearish. However, it's all confusing, and that is why you need to go to higher time frame. If you go to higher time frame and see, this is indecision candle, so which means that you need to just be very very careful on longs and shorts both. If this candle, because the month is not over yet, if this candle becomes a full body bearish candle, then it will become bearish further again. Okay, similarly, if I show you silver. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about silver, but they do not care to look at themselves, like what is happening. I posted about this bearish engulfing um, on my LinkedIn, and other places. Right, let me show you this. Actually, I posted about this here. Um, as we approach the end of this month, this was November, right, on the 28th of November, and I posted this warning: silver bearish engulfing. If it is bearish engulfing, what do you expect? I expect that the market is going to be bearish. So even if the market has gone up, it is supposed to come back down, giving me a good sell. So that is why the market was supposed to fall. So your inclination should be towards the bear side. And all of this can be taught, and then all of this can be learned. It's very easy. Just look at the candlesticks on higher time frame and you will come to know exactly what is happening here. So let me go back to gold and show you another thing which I posted about last week on higher time frame, because we are talking about that right now. So if I show you the 3 months time frame, on 3 months time frame, what is happening here is that we are turning into a doji, another indecision candle. Now if this becomes a bearish doji, then it will become even more bearish, but right now it is rejecting from the top and it is turning into indecision candle. So it remains to be seen how it actually closes on 31st of December, because that will define the price movement for the next year or the next month or next 3 months as well. So be vigilant of all of these things, like beware of all of these things which are happening on the higher time frame. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.